Hey, it's Ben Solomon, and welcome to this episode of the Technoloeadership Show. In this episode, which is going to be the final episode of Season 1, we're going to be just going through what we covered in Season 1 and what to expect as a theme for Season 2. And the reason I, even broke these into seasons is so that I can have some form of theme that I can get people to go and say, look, if someone comes and asks me a question saying, hey, what do I do for this? I can say, hey, look, I've covered most of that in Season 1. Go start there and you'll have answers that you're looking for. And it started off more as an opportunity for me to be able to do a brain dump of a lot of the things that I've been wanting to share for the last 5 or so years. So I'd like to continue doing that to finish off the 90-day process that I'm hoping to finish, but break it into seasons. And once the 90 days is finished, I'm thinking I would go into like a twice weekly sort of show and look at opportunities to bring other people on. Once there's enough content and enough traction, I believe there would be other people who'd be interested to be interviewed, so we can do interviews of sort, get other people's perspective, what are they learning in their industries, and how are they leading teams. All those sort of things is my desire to bring more value to you. So being as it is the last, and yeah, because it's going to be like 2 episodes a week, I'm thinking if each season is 13 weeks long and with it's 26 episodes, I think that'll make it more manageable and more valuable. Like, I don't want to just have unnecessary things there, but I want everything that I can give you that is valuable and will help you in your career. And it's some things that I hope I had at the start of my career, and also as I was trying to progress into management and leadership. It took me years of trying to get into management and leadership before I finally figured a few things out. And a lot of things, unfortunately, were a bit of a fluke because I was doing things outside of technology and outside of my day job that gave me the skills that translated into what I then ended up doing in management and leading teams, building teams, and all that sort of thing in a day job. Because from the early 2010s on, I've been doing more and more work on like digital marketing and things like that on the side, just because it's something that I found interesting and enjoyable. So I did what's known as affiliate marketing. So as that got more intensive and I got into more senior technical roles during the day, it became difficult to manage both. So I had what's known as virtual assistants, in a sense virtual employees, who did a lot of the work, the admin and grunt work, so to speak, for a lot of those sites and online stuff that I had. And in managing them, in working with them and helping them, like, my whole philosophy in life's been empowerment. That is, from the time I was in school, university, level 1 help desk work, all the way to director of ICT, I was always looking at ways to empower people. I do not want to be the kind of person who is always dependent on, even my team in the places that I've been at. I've always looked at empowering them. And if they leave for their growth, so be it. I am proud of that fact. I am very proud when someone, because there is no growth in the organization, they go to another organization so that they can actually continue to grow. Sure, I'll support them. I'll give them every material, every support that I can. Because at the end of the day, we all have whatever lifespan that we have, and we spend a significant portion of our life working. So might as well do the best possible work we can in the best possible environments we can, where we grow, where we enjoy, where we are fulfilled completely as much as possible. nothing is perfect. Even the best jobs that I've been in, there's been days when I've banged my head against the wall. Quite literally. I've walked into my office and banged head on the wall going, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? But knowing that, that you have those few moments where you bang your head against the wall, but there's a lot more moments where you're working together as a cohesive unit and making a difference, and seeing that smile on the client's face, and seeing that, a new solution that you've all worked together to put into place has alleviated a big significant issue for your clients. For me, I love it. That just seeing that, I love it. And even when I've gone into management role, and even in my director of the ICT technology role, I sat with my help desk staff at least a couple of hours a week so that I could see what's going on in the front, which gave me a more informed way to make decisions around holistically putting solutions in. But also it meant I got to know my help desk staff. I wasn't this, someone who was distant and away. I was part of them. I was part of the team. I was someone they could approach at any point if they had a question, if they had a request, if they had anything that they felt like they could not really work with. They could come to me and speak to me and go, look, Ben, this is what I'm feeling. What do I do? And in a lot of cases, okay, cool. Can we put in something in place to support you? Or do I need to come and, help you with whatever the issue is? Do I go and speak to someone because there's a conflict that, you don't really want to go and speak to that person because they're a senior person in another department? More than happy to do that, because as a leader, I see my role as someone who protects my team, who unblocks the path for them to be able to accomplish our goals, the vision, and for everyone in the team to be able to do great work. I always worked hard to make the team and make all our work go for fulfillment, and to be able to really enjoy, even if it is difficult work, to enjoy it together, work in small teams where possible, rather than letting anyone feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. No, we're all in it together. How you go about things is different. You're unique person, and throughout season 1, everything that we've done is around figuring out what that unique strength of yours is. You shine as you. You don't have to copy me. You don't have to copy someone else who is this iconic person or guru or whatever it might be. Everyone is human at the end of the day. We all mess up. We all fall flat on our face time to time. But it's knowing what your strengths are and working with them in your own unique way that creates that unique value for your team, for your organization, for your clients, and ultimately for you as well, finding fulfillment. So basically, first season, what we've done so far is SWOT analysis, trying to understand strengths, weaknesses, and doing research on, the roles that are available to you and what, your strengths, what roles would they suit. Trying to understand what industries would be best for you. Like if you're someone who's very, you need time to research, you need time to be able to step back and think through things and put solutions in place. You're best in bureaucratic organizations. Like as difficult as some of those organizations can be, governmental organizations with all the red tape and bureaucracy in there, for a person like you, that is heaven. But for a person like me, who is big picture, has to be moving fast and, be on that front line, bleeding edge sort of thing, I would literally, be completely unsatisfied. But in some governmental organizations that I've worked at, I've had great bosses who've unleashed me and said, look, you have autonomy. As long as you don't cause huge disruption, go ahead. And as long as you follow these guidelines and these governance principles that need to be looked at from a legal governance compliance standpoint, go ahead. And in those organizations, I've flourished. And in a startup sort of environment, smaller teams, I would flourish. I worked in that sort of, in the MSP environment, was like that. Smaller team, we all, put our heads together, got things done. So you've got to figure out what your strengths are and what your desires are. What is that goal that you want to go to? What are the life vision that you have for yourself? And work your way through that. So, yeah, I'm just looking at my screen with the topics that we've covered and things like that. So, we've done some day in the lives. We've done how to prepare for interviews and how to go and do preparation for junior technical roles, senior technical roles. In the future season, I will do how to prepare for management and leadership roles. But again, the principles of interviewing comes back and it's the same. Your resume is kind of like a summary of your experience so that people can see what you've done, certification, whatever it might be. But your cover letter, from a business standpoint, your cover letter is your sales or marketing piece. So it's going out there and it's marketing the fact that you are one of those people who are suited to be working in that role and would bring immense value into that role and should be given an interview. So that's all. The job of a cover letter is marketing you in the best possible light, positioning you as an ideal candidate for that role. Which is why, make sure you're applying for roles that you actually want to go into. And yes, I know there are times when you're desperate, when you might apply for a role that you don't want, but you're happy to be there for 6 months, a year, 2 years, get some experience and move on. Totally understand that, but again, position it from your strengths so that you can show your uniqueness. Because one of the things I see is everyone says they're detail-oriented. I used to say that. I used to say that in the early 2000s when I was, working in my resume and cover letter. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm detail oriented. I'm this and I'm that, and then finally, when I actually went through and figured out my strengths and weaknesses and all that, I realized, I'm not a detail oriented person. Yes, I can do the details. I've done that. In terms of tech implementation, we have to working as a technical person, I've had to do that. But naturally, am I? No. So I learned from that point, I'm not going to say that I'm a detail-oriented person just because I have done detail-oriented things. Rather, I position myself as a visionary, innovative, big-picture thinker. And if that's not what they want, I don't want to go to the interview. I don't want to be called into an interview. I only want to be called into an interview for a role where I can think big picture, whether that's working in a account manager, sales sort of role, where I can help clients see the big picture and help them see the path to that big picture through multiple projects or whatever it might be, or if it's tech management, tech executive leadership, again, big picture, business, tech combination, and then progressive roadmap to get to that ultimate desired state. That's my strength. Your strengths could be different. So work with them. Don't try to be somebody else. So I also had a couple of rant episodes in the season, and I might still do a few here and there. Probably not as many as I did this season. But again, if you've got any questions, if you've got anything that you'd like me to cover, please leave me a comment. Go to technoloeadership.org and leave me a comment in one of those things, one of the posts for the show, or go to the contact us page, hit me a message. I'm here to help you. I'm here to share everything I can out there. Yes, eventually I'd like to have some form of coaching and things like that as part of Techno Leadership, because I found that out of everything that I did, I loved the strategy and the coaching of my people. I loved coaching my team. I loved helping them clarify their strengths, help them clarify what roles they can shine and thrive in, and helping them figure out the pathway there. Yes, when working with them as part of a team, I had the power to be able to give them resources or get them training or whatever it might be. But for anyone that I coach outside of work, what I have always done is said to them, look at this resource, this course, this whatever it might be. Yes, it's an extra investment, but it's an investment in you. Ultimately, what you invest in yourself, no one can take away. Your job can be taken away. Most aspects of your life can be taken away. Your money can be taken away. Your house can be taken away. All of that can be taken away. But as long as you're sound in mind and can, work and think, any skills that you build, whether it's in the technology space, whether it's communication, whether it's leadership, whether it's management, whether it's managing budgets and finances, procurement, vendor management, all of those sort of things, skills that you can build. And that stays with you. You take it wherever you go. Even if you decide at some point in your career to go, I don't want to work for somebody else, I want to build my own business, you have those skills. So invest in yourself, whether it's in any coaching program or product that I come up with in the future, or somebody else out there. There are many coaches out there. There are many people out there who can support you, who can help you. In my case, I've been in the technology industry. I've come up to leadership roles. I've also, along the way, helped and coached people to get to their own highest roles, whether it's in technical areas, senior roles, or in leadership roles, and find fulfillment in what they do. So that's there. So yeah, again, the rant ones that I've done basically in this season were around some of the business leadership gaffes, so to speak, because I've been in businesses where some people just have no clue. They have not adapted to the current scenario, current technology-based world. They're still in the 80s and 90s thinking they can run businesses that way, they can treat people badly, and all those sort of things. Nah, you can't keep doing that. Especially, like, if you look at it from a Maslow's hierarchy standpoint, we've gone past, at least in the first world. Now, in the third world countries, I understand there's significant poverty, and look, my family comes from a third world country, so I understand that side of things. But I think most people who are probably watching this are in a first world country. Or even if you are in a third world country, you're in probably a job where you are paid along the lines where you're not having to worry about your basic needs, basic, shelter and those sort of things. You're at the point where you're looking at how can I do more, be the best I can be, and, going into self-actualization at the top of the pyramid. And as much as people say, this generation is spoiled and all that sort of thing, I don't look at it that way. I've got team members that I've worked with who are in their early 20s. And most people say, oh, these people are lazy, this and that and the other. And I'm like, no, they're not lazy. They have all these basic things met. They're looking now at self-actualization for fulfillment and, being able to do their best they can and be the best they can be. Which means as leader, my job is not to go and sit with them and say, I want you to do this and this and this. No, that's not my job. My job is going, look, we need to accomplish this. These are the resources we have in hand. You've got the skills. You've got the experience. I leave this in your hands. If there is anything that I can do to unblock your path, let me know, and I will do that. If you want time away from the front desk so you can work on a project, if you need shielding from certain clients or certain people, happy to do that. And that's what I see my role as a leader, paving the path for my people to be able to do their best work. And even if you're detail-oriented, your unique skills, all that, your job as a leader, regardless of anything, is unblocking the path for your people to be able to do their best work. So yeah, looking at all those sort of things, the season's been good. And I enjoyed doing all the videos for it. Yes, it's fairly intensive having to prepare for things, try and collect my thoughts, bring all the experiences and everything together so that I can giving you value. But it's been good. But as I said, once I finish the 90 days, I would like to go into like a twice a week sort of routine where I have more time to think about it, probably bring other people on, interviewing some of my colleagues, some of hopefully some of the people that I've been a manager, leader to and coached, and also people in leadership positions in other organizations that can add value to your life. So that's the plan, and hopefully with the 25 episodes that we've done with 25 previous episodes that we've done for this season, you've gotten enough to be able to, clarify your strengths, weaknesses, clarify your values, clarify your core motivation, all of those sort of things, and figure out what your unique strengths are, what your unique positioning as a human being, as a technology professional, as a technology manager, as a technology leader is. And it's been valuable for you. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave me a message below in the video or on the website technoloeadership.org. And if you've liked this episode and this season, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you in the future season and future episodes, and I can continue to add value into your lives and help you in your career as a tech professional, manager, and leader to prosper and to be fulfilled and have a great career. Thank you very much. Take care. I appreciate you and have a great day. See you soon. Bye.